What if I told you the future of cars may not belong to batteries after all? While the world is racing toward electric vehicles, Mazda just reignited an old flame, the legendary Rotary engine. But this time, it's not just back, it's evolved. Could this bold comeback actually challenge the dominance of EVs and even end the electric era before it fully begins? Electric vehicles have dominated headlines, investments, and political agendas for the past decade. From Tesla's sleek sedans to China's low-cost EV boom, the future has looked like one giant charging station. Governments worldwide are even planning to ban gasoline cars altogether within the next 10 to 15 years. But here's the twist. Not everyone is convinced that batteries alone are the answer. Enter Mazda, the maverick automaker that dared to defy convention in the past. The Rotary engine, first introduced in the 1960s, was unlike anything else on the road. Compact, lightweight, and capable of high RPMs, it powered icons like the RX-7 and RX-8. Enthusiasts adored it, but critics attacked its inefficiency and emissions. Eventually, Mazda retired it but never forgot it. Now, in 2025, the Rotary is back, not as a nostalgic gimmick, but as a groundbreaking technology designed to disrupt the EV narrative itself. So, what's different this time? Mazda's new Rotary isn't just about raw power, it's about adaptability. Engineers claim it's smaller and lighter than traditional engines, yet packs incredible output. More efficient, thanks to advanced combustion tech and hybrid integration. Versatile, able to run on multiple fuels, including hydrogen and synthetic e-fuels. This flexibility makes it a direct challenger to EVs, which are limited by charging networks, battery materials, and long recharge times. While EV owners still search for plugs and wait at stations, Mazda says their Rotary hybrids can refuel in minutes and keep driving for hundreds of miles. Here's the truth. The EV revolution isn't as bulletproof as it seems. Lithium shortages, battery recycling challenges, and infrastructure gaps are already raising serious concerns. In fact, some analysts argue the push for all-electric everything is unrealistic. This is where Mazda's Rotary gamble shines. It offers the thrill of combustion, the convenience of rapid refueling, and the flexibility to evolve with new fuels. And for countries without vast EV charging networks, this could be a game changer. The big question: could this Rotary revival actually end the EV era before it truly peaks? Maybe not overnight. EVs are here to stay, but Mazda's announcement has cracked open the conversation. The future of mobility might not be a one-way street toward batteries. Instead, it could be a fierce competition between cutting-edge electric cars and revolutionary Rotary engines. So, what do you think? Is Mazda's Rotary comeback the final nail in the coffin for the EV revolution, or just another bold experiment that won't stand the test of time? One thing is certain: the engine wars aren't over, they've just begun. But here's where things get even more fascinating. Mazda isn't alone in this fight. While everyone is talking EVs behind the scenes, automakers from Japan to Europe are quietly exploring alternatives. Hydrogen combustion, synthetic e-fuels, and next-generation hybrids are all on the table. In fact, Toyota is doubling down on hydrogen. Porsche is investing billions into synthetic e-fuels. And now Mazda, once considered the underdog, is positioning its Rotary engine as the ultimate wildcard in the race for sustainable mobility. Think about it, over 1.4 billion cars are already on the road globally, and most of them run on gasoline. Replacing them all with EVs overnight? Impossible. Charging every vehicle? Unrealistic, especially in regions with fragile power grids. That's why Mazda's Rotary revival could be more than just a quirky comeback. It could be the bridge the world desperately needs, keeping the thrill of driving alive while still reducing emissions and fuel dependency. And let's not forget the emotional side. Car culture was built on sound, speed, and soul. Electric cars, while impressive, often feel sterile and silent. The Rotary engine, with its unique whine and high-revving personality, delivers something EVs simply can't: a visceral connection between driver and machine. For enthusiasts, this isn't just about efficiency. It's about identity. And Mazda may be betting that millions of drivers around the world aren't ready to give that up. So, what happens next? Will Mazda's Rotary comeback spark a new golden age of innovation, or be swallowed by the unstoppable EV tide? One thing is clear, the future of cars isn't written in stone. It's a battlefield of ideas, technologies, and visions for what mobility should look like. And Mazda just threw a grenade into that battlefield. The shockwaves of Mazda's announcement are already spreading. Industry analysts are scrambling, asking, if Mazda can do this, what's stopping others? Investors are watching closely, wondering whether EV-focused companies are about to face their first real challenger. And governments, who've invested billions into electric infrastructure, may soon find themselves at a crossroads. Here's the dilemma. Many nations have already set ambitious deadlines to phase out combustion engines by 2035. But if Mazda's Rotary can burn clean hydrogen or carbon-neutral synthetic fuels, is it really fair to ban it? Would governments risk alienating drivers, manufacturers, and even entire economies by betting everything on EVs only to discover they backed the wrong horse? And what about Tesla, BYD, and other EV giants? For years, they've dominated headlines with battery innovation and software breakthroughs. But now, they're facing a rival that plays a completely different game. Tesla's strength lies in its charging networks and battery tech. Mazda's play is fuel flexibility, instant refueling, and raw mechanical emotion. This isn't just a battle of technology, it's a clash of philosophies about what the future of mobility should be. And let's not forget the one group that decides everything: consumers. Most drivers don't care whether their car is powered by lithium, hydrogen, or rotary combustion. They care about cost, convenience, and reliability. If Mazda's rotary-powered hybrids offer longer range, faster refueling, and lower lifetime costs, consumers might start asking a dangerous question: why should I buy an EV at all? That's the nightmare scenario for electric automakers and the golden opportunity for Mazda. If Mazda succeeds, other automakers won't just sit back and watch. Rival companies will rush to revive their own alternative technologies. We could see Toyota fast-tracking its hydrogen engines, BMW re-exploring advanced hybrids, and even smaller automakers dusting off long-abandoned projects. And just like that, the inevitable all-electric future could turn into a multi-technology arms race. The world thought it had chosen its winner, but Mazda just reminded everyone that the race is far from over. As the dust settles, the ripple effects of Mazda's Rotary comeback are moving far beyond the auto industry. Energy markets are suddenly in play. Nations dependent on oil exports are seeing hope for survival in a post-EV world. Countries struggling with electricity shortages are eyeing rotary hybrids as a practical lifeline. And let's not forget Asia, the beating heart of automotive manufacturing. While China doubled down on EV dominance, Japan may have just opened a back door to reclaim its influence. For years, China has been the undisputed leader in electric cars, with companies like BYD flooding global markets. But Mazda's Rotary gamble could shift the balance. If Japan can scale this technology and prove it viable, it won't just be Mazda. It could be Toyota, Honda, and Nissan rallying behind a new era of combustion innovation. This isn't just a technical breakthrough. It's a geopolitical play, Japan versus China in a battle for who defines the future of transportation. Meanwhile, oil companies, once thought to be fading relics in the EV revolution, are watching closely. Synthetic fuels and hydrogen could breathe new life into their industries. Imagine Saudi Arabia, Shell, or ExxonMobil pivoting from crude oil to mass-producing carbon-neutral fuels. For them, Mazda's Rotary isn't just an engine, it's a ticket back into relevance. And then, there's the cultural divide that's only growing sharper. On one side, EV advocates celebrate clean, silent, and software-driven mobility. On the other side, car lovers crave the sound, the sensation, the soul of combustion. Mazda's Rotary may do more than disrupt the market. It may reignite a cultural war over what it means to drive. But here's what almost no one is talking about. The Rotary engine's adaptability could make it the perfect partner for technologies still in their infancy. Imagine a rotary powering a range extender in hybrid jets, drones, or even backup generators for smart cities. Mazda may not just be fighting Tesla. They might be quietly planting seeds for an entirely new ecosystem of energy independence. And that's where the real story begins, because Mazda's rotary comeback isn't just about cars. It could rewrite the rules of global energy, industry, and even culture. Now imagine this. Rotary engines not only powering cars, but reshaping industries far beyond the highway. Aerospace engineers are already discussing compact, high-efficiency rotaries for next-generation aircraft. Shipping companies see potential in hybrid rotary systems that cut emissions without relying entirely on costly batteries. Even military strategists are paying attention, intrigued by the rotary's adaptability in drones, tanks, and field generators. But don't think the EV industry will go down quietly. Tesla is already racing to improve battery density, BYD is pushing ultra-cheap models, and European automakers are doubling down on solid-state battery tech. They'll argue that rotary engines, no matter how efficient, still burn something, and that makes them obsolete in a zero-emissions world. The battle lines are drawn, silent, software-driven EVs versus roaring, fuel-flexible rotaries. Here's the catch most people overlook: infrastructure. Charging stations are expensive and slow to scale. Hydrogen fueling stations? Even rarer. But synthetic fuels? They can flow through existing gas stations with minor adjustments. That means Mazda's rotary comeback could bypass one of EV's biggest advantages by using the infrastructure we already have. For governments and economies, that could be a tempting shortcut. And let's return to the most important piece of this puzzle. You, the driver. Imagine standing in a showroom 5 years from now. On one side, a sleek EV promising quiet efficiency, but tethered to charging networks. On the other, a rotary hybrid car offering quick refueling, thrilling sound, and endless fuel options. The decision may not just shape what car you drive, it could decide the fate of entire industries, economies, and nations. As the smoke clears and the engines roar, one truth stands out. The future of mobility is no longer a straight road toward electric dominance. Mazda's rotary comeback has reopened a debate the world thought was already settled. Will EVs continue their march toward global dominance, fueled by batteries, charging networks, and political backing? Or will Mazda's rotary engines spark a renaissance of innovation, proving that combustion, cleaner, faster, and more flexible than ever, still has a place in tomorrow's world? The answer won't come overnight. It will come in boardrooms where automakers plan their next move, in government halls where policies are rewritten, and most of all, at the dealership, where drivers like you decide what kind of future you want to sit behind the wheel of. Mazda hasn't just built an engine. They've reignited a war between silence and sound, software and soul, batteries and combustion. And in that war, the real winner will shape the destiny of the automobile itself. This is more than just a comeback. It's the turning point. The story of the car is being rewritten, and the next chapter begins now. Autotech, where innovation meets the road. The future of mobility starts here, only on Autotech. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating stories about Elon Musk, Maxwell, Tesla, and the future of innovation. Until next time, keep imagining the impossible.